with Louis Foster have been checked out at the medical unit. And Louis, take us through what happened from your perspective.
Just that bit of understeer. The track's quite slippery this morning. We were trying to get a quick, fast run on those blacks. We switched over to reds, but all the tyres were in, and clearly they weren't. Just locked at the front right and went in.
Up until then, how'd the car feel?
Decent. I think there was room for improvement. We were working towards it, but we had some good pace, so a little bit disappointing, but shouldn't set us back too much.
Glad to see you out here, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hello guys, how's it going? Welcome to a new video. The first IndyCar practice session at the streets of St. Petersburg is in the books, and we already have plenty to analyse at the start of this new season. Scott McLaughlin from Team Penske was the fastest driver on the opening day of practice for the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. Running on the harder primary Firestone compound, the New Zealander set the benchmark in the first group session. Later on, Kyffin Simpson from Chip Ganassi Racing managed to improve that time in the second run. However, McLaughlin went back out on track with the alternate tyres and reclaimed the top spot, finishing the day as the fastest overall and making it clear that Team Penske is starting the year as a serious contender. Felix Rosenqvist ended up second overall. I had already mentioned Kyffin Simpson's strong performance, but Rosenqvist's showing with Meyershank Racing was also very solid. I really liked what the car showed throughout the entire session, and keep an eye on his teammate Marcus Armstrong, who finished 7th. It's still early to draw conclusions, but Meyershank had already looked competitive in pre-season testing, and they're starting these practices on the same note. They'll surely keep working to improve, but they left a very good impression. In third place was Kyle Kirkwood, 4th Kyffin Simpson, 5th Marcus Ericsson, 6th Alex Palou, 7th Armstrong, 8th Christian Rasmussen, 9th David Malukas, and 10th Christian Lundgaard, rounding out the top 10. Lundgaard from McLaren was the team's top performer, at least in this practice session. I think both the Mexican driver Pato O'Ward and Nolan Siegel will need to keep working to find a bit more performance. I have Nolan Siegel's post-practice comments. He said the following. Let's listen.
Yep, downstairs here with Nolan Siegel. Nolan, you just got done with your session. How was it?
We had a bit of an issue that we're battling, but confident that it'll be better tomorrow. So happy with the balance of the car, and I think if we can get that sorted, we'll be in a good spot.
You ran a little bit in 2024. Technically your third season, second full-time. What has really just the transition been like for you as a driver?
Yeah, it's a big learning experience. IndyCar is tough. IndyCar is super competitive and learning every weekend. But I feel like, now having worked with Sarah McLaren for a bit, we've got some consistency on the stand. It's a big positive, and we've done a lot of work to make this year better than last year. So excited to get going.
There's a lot of moving parts right now here in St. Petersburg. For that last session, you put the reds on. What's the difference right now on the track compared to the primaries?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. We've got a new primary compound this year and haven't done a ton of running on it. So learning that tire as well, first run on the red here, and it'll be interesting to see. I think the track evolves so much as well here too, so that you put a new set of tires on and you're not really sure if it's the tire or the track, because the track is getting so much better every lap as well. So the grip's getting better, and I think by qualifying tomorrow, or by the end of practice too, at least we'll have a better idea of what the track's going to be like when it matters.
Now for a driver as well, with changing conditions very consistently throughout the weekend, how do you prepare for race day?
We prepare for race day by doing what we're doing now, figuring out what's wrong with the car, what we can fix, what we can make better, and give ourselves the best shot as possible on Sunday. So again, just trying to run laps, learn about the car, learn about the driving, learn about the track itself, and get ourselves to a competitive spot for Sunday afternoon.
Nolan Siegel, excited for the season.
I wanted to move on and talk about the rookies. The best of them all was Dennis Hauger, who finished in 17th place. He was followed by Mick Schumacher in 23rd and Caio Collet in 24th. I also want to mention the strong performance from Dale Coyne Racing in this practice session, as they finished 13th with Romain Grosjean. I think they got off to a good start in these opening sessions. We'll have to see how they develop over the course of the weekend. Something I didn't mention at the beginning of the video is that run after run, the cars will keep improving as long as it doesn't rain. As more cars go out on track, the surface gets cleaned up and more rubber is laid down, which naturally helps lap times come down. Now let's hear from Caio Collet, who finished 24th, one of the rookies in this session, the Brazilian driver for AJ Foyt Racing.
Looking at the weigh-ins here with Caio Collet. Caio, coming off of the NTT IndyCar Series first practice session, you as a rookie, how does it feel?
Yeah, it feels really good. We had a little issue with the brakes, that's why we couldn't run until the end of the session. But yeah, apart from that, I think feel quite comfortable in the car and keep pushing for tomorrow.
You had 2 Indy Next wins. You were second in points last year. How does this transition feel to the top?
It feels good. I mean, obviously it's where we want to be, so it's a dream coming true, to be honest, for me. So really happy and yeah, looking forward for the weekend.
St. Petersburg, very challenging racetrack. What is that like for you behind the wheel?
Yeah, it's a super technical track and challenging, so you always have to adapt. The track grip changes quite a bit from session to session, so you just need to keep it ahead of yourself and work together with the team.
And racing for AJ Foyt Racing, these guys all behind you, what's the debrief been like?
Yeah, all good. They're obviously a really good group and a really nice couple of guys, so just looking forward to getting to work.
Caio Collet, very positive after the first practice session.
Yeah, certainly Santino Ferrucci, the leader of...
The day also saw some incidents. Scott Dixon hit the inside wall first and then the outside wall, damaging the front left of his car. The team confirmed that the car is repairable and the spare will not be needed. Louis Foster also suffered a hit that affected his front suspension, while Joseph Newgarden went off the track and ended up in the tyre barriers. Although his car was covered in dust, it did not sustain any major damage. Aside from a few spins and off-track excursions, including a spectacular spin by Will Power, the action unfolded with brief interruptions and a fairly smooth session for the start of the weekend.
Yep, catching up now with Kyffin Simpson, who is actually speaking with his team. Just briefly, Kyffin, out of the race car, how was it?
Yeah, it was really good. I think to start off, we weren't so sure, but once we got on those reds, we felt really comfortable. So, yeah, I think maybe we've got some work to do on the blacks, but overall, we're feeling pretty good. And at this point, just anything we can find will be helpful for the race. Yeah, looking forward to it.
How important is it to start off the season, including with this 18-race stretch?
Yeah, I think it's very important. I mean, especially at a track this difficult, it's great if you can start off super strong. Kind of sets the tone for the year. And yeah, I mean, this number 8 Sunoco Honda team has been doing a great job through the whole offseason, preparing and getting ready for this season. And I think we're showing off that hard work right now.
Most talk about St. Petersburg being a very technical track, including into turns 13 and 14. What has been the most challenging area of the circuit so far?
For me, it's kind of been that turn 4 into 5 section. They repaved it this year, and it just seems like it's still rubbering in a little bit. So getting used to that, and where the bumps are kind of in different places, you're kind of figuring out where they are and how you can use that. So that's more what I'm focused on right now. Yeah.
Kyffin Simpson, hard at work. Alex Wolf.
David Malukas having a little bit of a debrief session with the Team Penske crew after this session. We'll just see if we can get in here real quick. And David, before we let you get back to debriefing, just first take us through that moment with Dixon right in front of you.
Yeah, that was, I mean, we were on a push lap there coming in for another hat lap. And, I mean, I just came around last second and just see him in there. And I mean, there's nowhere else to go. I was already heading towards that wall, so I had to squeeze that little gap. So, I mean, I tried to get as close as possible, and I think we managed to go unscathed and didn't touch anything. So it was a good wake-up call. You know, at that moment, I was already pretty focused, but that one made my heart definitely go up another 20 BPM.
And so how'd the 12 car feel in that session of the Verizon Chevrolet?
Felt very strong. We learned a lot, and trying to get this difference between the primary and alternate tire sets, and we learned a lot. So we're going to try to take that into qualifying tomorrow. Maybe we get practice too, depending on the rain. But if not, though, I think pretty confident to head straight into quality.
And lastly, as you now debrief after this first practice session with Team Penske, there's been so much to talk about it. The feeling of pressure, was it more than you thought it'd be, less than it'd be, about where it'd be? Sort of, how do you feel with this first day on the new job?
I thought I was going to be a lot more nervous, to be honest, but I think we had so much preseason prep that a lot of those nerves already went away. So, I just got into the car, and I was so happy to get going. I was very comfortable. Normally, I never have that. Normally, I don't get comfortable until 3 races into the season, and I'm already seats comfortable, hands are comfortable, everything is where it wants to be. So, we're already 4 steps ahead from any other season I've had. So, very excited.
Congratulations again on this opportunity, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.